lift up your voice and bless the name of the Lord. Onya mi home crown, oh crown, Rabbi na me come kaino na me na wo o me nyame na wo o me mio oh yeah oh me be go free eja ani oba no when you come to oh being a name yebe you are yada oh yeah oh na maybe would you free aja ani oba no would you when you nante sao obi yeah
Conclusion of what we've been doing now.
Family. You at here for your mom. Erade Shrao etie for ya mamu nyina akwaba ene enumrei ewo Germany abononum ewo Germany Hamburg Germany skafokrum ena make say free Pentecost Radio Germany ene enumrei so me say erade Shrao erade onyo kese eye wo favorite program and I say what they say o program o ni je ho pa no ena edru so no and anyway me day ebro Kingdom Matters sabre me pese me to safra o say freunia ono so friend adamfo so friend ni nua obia fa na fidi ento Pentecost Radio Germany or Hamburg and anyway me know me no ya sign aba me share na me gidi say then so ebeye enije na yebesua de bebrebe so I mean try me hombra na yefa ene jumedie no entopono so erade nshira enyi wa fidi ni free ha frobi ese Kingdom Matters aba hini ni mu nsem no Pastor Felix wo Germany Hamburg edi aba bitwa me hoba sisia Bye, Oshida. Yo, for Sabri, Jumadi no, Ebre and Aso, Kingdom Matters. I need him with some, and a day, Ebro, Altua Wufi, and then you may our Pentecost Radio Germany. Odofo, you knew a fiddy in free. You know me, no, a free and Komubi, I say, ye Casafa, a Christopher, if he. Na enche bia ena ye celebrity Mother's Day aka na watch ne kakra na ye sam celebrity Father's Day nti se wo hwe nkomo a ye di no a ya kasa afa mothers appreciation ya kasa afa relationship between fathers and their children kasa afa awofo nanomo eni soda na ho yesan kasa efa nkita hundia eda ejanom ene womba entem na ene enyumri yasan tena sidi na ya pese ya kasafa Christopher fie the Christian home Christopher I say Christo be fie the Christian home enti yenhwe nkomo ya yeba bi rade nam so eyi asofo akentin kambieno amayen so mo meboa ye na yendi nkomo emfa Christian home no eho ene nipa bebebe na kwa sorry nipa bebebe isusu se omujinya kuponi na say na Christian home ewo se eye efunyi ben ena yepese yitwa edema Christian home and then you may yen sofo panyi Apostle Boatin Bonasrebo, the General Secretary of Bethel Prayer Ministry International. Apostle ewaha what's your mwakaba
yeah just panyi
Apostle if Jinan change so yen sofo ba konsofo panyi and so Apostle really nursing our Action Chapel really nursing Apostle your makwaba yaba Kingdom Matters yo for and then send ye media to anymore Christian home ena yeba have discuss na yenhwa de bia onyankopon e kafa enipa oyi no no akenkan sembi ewo Genesis chapter 18 and then verse 19 say ena erade ekaye was for I have known him in order that he may command his children and his household after him, that they may keep the way of the Lord, to do righteousness and justice, that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has spoken to him. Say ena erade asem kanfa Abraham ho amehwe se meka sasem ya twa o say na mehuno na meyi no se onhye ne ma ene ne fiefo a ebedi na chiri no se woni awurade kwan so enye tenene ene atentene ade na awurade amade waka no Abraham hono abamu ne hono aba ne so waka afa Abraham hono aba sa ne mano eso we eya kenkan semwa erade nyankopon edi adanse erade pese odi bibi emma ebusua bi ena ose onim se ono obidi no kre na odisa enchechre no ama ne ba ene ne fiefo ne basa yo nyame wo no a waka fa Abraham no ebetimi amba emofra no so enti ye nkomo anase yakwantu a yefrase na ye di efa Christopher ho ye kwan a ye nioma bi eno na ede aba bedru se owura Christopher ho enti mame fa asem yi a ede atopono so yi ento ye asofo ye nim na omo ema ye hu de Awurade epese ye hu ene eyume apostle bona maye misa wo ene se wo hwese ne ewiase ekoa de be ne be mo hu se sa efiewi Kristo fofie.
Okay. That's it. Na ya pasa kwanya iso adinchia ema Kingdom Matters ahwefo ni atiefo nyina ye kan se onyankopon enhyira bibia asofo ya mi hyira bebre se ye hwe asemade atopon so ene asembisa obusa efa se nyene ebi hu se efiewi eye Kristo fie. I believe said the word Kristo no and it define the house. And if we go there, then we see the values, the characteristics, and then the behavior of Christ. So I take it if you on in the LED if you on in the control if you are now who say omo yankofo a ode omo ato Kristo so na wo so Kristo na wo so Kristo na ukofie wa wo Kristo ne ye, then you can consider such a house say a Christian home. Okay. You know, if you say if you are come obo hu Kristo ne ye na obeti Kristo nka e wo fi omadi Kristo adi na omudi Kristo na etete emofra edi bo omobra no ono na metima ka say wetimi de won sa tena wa ka say we ye Kristo fie
yo apostle yeda say apostle nesi em say asemo apostle bona kan weken bibia ka ho anase mem bisa say so bi kwa sorry anase family bi kwa sorry no eno na ebema from outside e dey be hu so me Christopher anase omo kwa sorry no anase bia hu so kwa sorry a wontimi nka so ye Christo ni sei na ye kase die pesi hu se ifie bi e Christopher na wo ma die be info nyina wo so betimi atwa amaye.
Okay, thank you Pastor Felix for the question. As rightly Apostle said that Christ must be the center of everything. So it's not just about you saying that I'm going to church. Christ must be the center of everything. It's a different thing somebody going to church, but the Christian like is not at all. It's not being seen in the house, or it's not being seen in that community. But because we are talking about homes, I would say that it's not being seen. So let's look at from this perspective that if a home that you go to and the Christian values are being seen, I'm not talking about one pretending or doing something. I'm talking about living by it and practicing it. Yeah. That's what I mean, that there you can see that this is a Christian home. What can we see? The way they carry themselves, the way they talk, and the way they behave. The Christian virtues are in them. So when that same Christian virtues that is in you in the house, it will automatically be seen in the church, because what is being done at home must reflect in the house. In other words, what is being taught in the church must reflect in the house as well. So I would say that a Christian home must be the one who hold dear the Christian virtues of being a Christian. That's what I would say.
Okay. Yo etie for ye pese ye kasa anase ye kasa efa a Christopher efie eho na se ufra bontin anase se ugina baby na wo hwa ye bemo hu ese efie wi eye Christopher fie no eno ena yen papa no masofo yi ayi ano e de akyerɛ na me pese quotation me kan ye no me san etimu bio e de kyerɛ yen asofo yi na omo hwɛ sɛ ometimi agina so e de akyerɛ bibia e wo sɛ yehunu e wo Kristofo fia sei ena Awurade Nyankopɔn e ka fa Abraham ho we asɛm a esi no Nyankopɔn e ko Sodom and Gomorrah akɔ sei kuro no efisɛ onya Christian anase sabre na Christian sum nya ma inti no but onya nyame sum bia emfiri saa edom no ho onyame hu ni su ewo oman no so oman no eye ni omope nti onyame hu sɛ enye sei na me bo me nkofo so omonye omo ye niema bibrebe to the point so Nyankopɔn pese a obese o enti no onam kwamu a okakose wo no ena Abraham ebe hia no we receive no wa host no ena oja omokwan oja na kwan amanako abofo mi no we receive wo mo wa host wo mo time so safe de oja omokwan amomako ena Awurade e kasa se etimeti di empese meyi esie Abraham if we say minimum ese ono de obehye ne fie ne ma ene ne fie ama omo edi mahye so aye tenene aye niema etene nti ebasa ebe ma media maka fa Abraham hu nyina no metimi dia ma ne be se uhwe sa akinkan ya for I have known him in order that he may command his children and his household after him that they keep the way of the Lord to do righteousness and justice, that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has spoken to him. Enti say ya kinkai sa asemi ya dahoya e de ben e na osusu se nei ye hwe e Kristofo ana se ye hwe agidifo fia e de na atosini because em say de kan wa hai eni de yehu no asayenti sa asemoi ana se e de na yeye muma me ya pesi yehu bi
okay
ana se ne Kristofo fia no ne mfonyi ne yehu ya na
megidi se ebi ba ho ana ebi so ni ho
okay
yemfa say you can find such a virtues no ewo homes bia omo practice and abetimen another homes so you cannot also find these virtues over there. Into what can say, for I have known him. When Yakopos would name Abraham, was I know parents no and children no, and Abraham a parent, and I say minim say obe commanding a man. I'm almost shiano. As a parent, you know, say one ni nyame ahyehyɛ de so a ɛbɛyɛ den sɛ ɔbɛtuma command wo ma no ama mo so di nyame ahyehyɛ de so enti na onyame nim sɛ Abraham yɛ obi a odi na hyɛde so enti odi ɔno Nyankopɔn ahyɛde so de ɔbɛ command ne ma ɛne ne fiefo no nyinaa ma ɔmadi nyame ahyɛde so because ne ɔyɛ no ɔbɛma mo so ayɛ bi enti Homer I believe sɛ unya wei wɔ hɔ no yɛ Homer parents no a ɔmo from mo sɛ Kristofo no ɔmo ni nyame ahyɛde so emo mo kɔ asɔre
okay
I want him to go to church said na me apostle okay I want him say o kɔ asɔre and another thing say o di Kristo hyɛde so go fie o ye o kɔ tie wa asɔre no o be fie o practice na say o practice there then you command your household and your children also to follow your steps enti onyame say Abraham be command wo mo also that he may command his children and his household after him. So after him, because on oye, it's a better sending man to be any oye. No one said to be Ayana Christopher will be crampo. All money challenge woman according to the virtues, no, any the values, any the moral standard of Christianity. I can't quite me who said Papa no. I quite remember say I was in Sunday school now. Sunday school na I was on to know. And Oma secular music in so. Oma so no say ɛnyɛ asɔre nwumu ɛna ɔsɛ wɔyɛ namba ba bɔ no ofie o na kyerɛ sɛ ade no akɔ akɔyɛ akɔyɛ sɛ bebree ne papa wɔbɔ ofie no onim kaa kyerɛ deɛ ɔba Sunday school musua nti na papa no so te hɔ nti papa no wɔ shock sɛ akwadaa no to saa nwom no wɔ Sunday school day asɔndan mu because papa no ne ɔbɔ ofie no ɛna akwadaa no asua ɔno nso waba abɛyɛ wɔ bi dwom ɛho nti yɛ talk about the test ne deɛ a ne kyerɛ sɛ onyankopɔn nim paa sɛ parent a obetuma make home no as a Christian home no ɛyɛ parents a ɔmo ankasa genuinely no ɔmo de onyankopɔn ahyehyɛ de so na ɔmo tuma command ɔmo ma.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I was on saying sɛ nkora bi ntimi nkipu ebi a Christian values a na kyerɛ sɛ efi ɔmo ti mu no ɛnyɛ Christian home. And I say, there's nobody there teaching them. And I say, and so 88 keep Christian values. Can we, on the other side, say, I can say, maybe an hour for no, na Christo for Papentina or yes, I mean, say, saying a bit to me and see so people. They say, a crabby, dear, on to me, or ya swording, or ya craboni. It's in it is a few free mono. And yet, Christopher Fee, the Fee Bonnie, you bet me so. I conclude this.
I don't want to come to a conclusion on that. I don't want to come to a conclusion on that because it is not that way, but it is this way that I want to speak. I want to explain some points in these very areas because the thing is, teaching a child to implement what you are teaching is one thing. Teaching him for him to implement and to act on it is also another thing. A mother can spend his time teach his children in the house expecting a good result, but forgetting one thing, that we live in a world that that very child you've taught in your home will go out there and meet somebody else. And then what you taught him can be distorted. In other words, the guy can receive a different teaching also from such a person. So here is the thing. God made it point blank over here that for I've chosen him. God has a kind of confidence in this man that it doesn't matter what. I know he believes in a secular world, but what is going to teach his children will last. Now let's come back a little bit. The Bible talks about God told the children of Israel that what you've seen in Egypt, what you've seen me do or performed in Egypt and along the road, I want you to teach it to your children. God is not just saying that wake up and then teach them. He's telling that you have experienced the first hand of my miracle. You've experienced my first hands of what? Healings and all the demonstration you've seen. You are a product of it. I want your life. It is no more the Bible here. It is no more the law here. I want your life to teach them. Then that means that you have a responsibility. Your life must become a mirror for that child to look at. Even though the child may go out all right, but the child would say that this is what my papa or my father or my parent taught me anywhere he goes to. So it is not just the house. We can conclude it in that way. Something must be the cause. Like Apostles just rightly said, if you're in a house and you are playing this type of songs in the house, what are you teaching the child to become? You are teaching him what he's seeing in you. That's what you base argument on, and then begin to practice it outside. So for instance, if you are a father or a mother who talks outside to your children, the children will go that way because they are seen to be their role model, or they are seen to be their everything, or their mentor and everything like that. So you must line up yourself and teach them. We've not yet come to the Bible, God is telling Abraham that this mother, his life will reflect or will teach the children, because he didn't say that the Bible or anything. He said, "Well, I've chosen him because I know." He said, "I know," because he has gone through it, he has passed the test, he has seen it all. What he has seen, he will pass it on to his children. So this is one thing I want to say, that it is not the conclusion of that the child is coming from it to be that something must be the cause in that area.
Yo, Apostle, the entire Mibisa sa question we say. Say Osha Yenya, Yatanasi Waya, Ghana for. Na so Ghana, mine more. Yes, roughly 70% of the population are Christians, confessed Christians. I mean, the capital city of Ghana, every Sunday, you see more than half of the populace are on the capital. So, sorry. And corruption perceptions I roughly 80-90% of the people are corrupt. So ebia ebetimi akase 10% no omu nyina ya so.
Yeah.
90% na aka no yeso me corrupt. All the church members, or half of them, are corrupt. Enti na Christian home no I pesi bisa no say dia na me say up but what about the question you say because the year who and say we have a nation that profess Christianity, say Christopher, and on the outside Niaman ke de be hwe yes, I will be a friend of corruption pro ye. No crap back complaining. As you see any any straight, I mean any honest. Ye check it, sir, idea honest, idea ye chrono, idea yes see. Command 90% of his population are into it. Ain't he say ye per se ye a Christopher. Anyone fear what did he say a dear bain and here we say no obviously you'll be meeting me a casafa the Bible no every free and any day reality and is so yababi who said corrupt again I'm saying because some performing in other sorry oh my idea Quebec again I'm saying
let me get back to let me get back to something over there.
Okay.
That is to say that Christianity is a personal issue.
Individual.
It's a personal issue. Let's put that point over there.
Okay.
Now, what is a personal issue? Because you made a statement about the church and the pastors. Or some pastors are corrupt and all.
No. Can I say so for the 10%?
10%.
Okay.
No. I'm saying that.
There's how many percentage?
90% of the nation are corrupt. And I'm saying 10% in our country. You have a mass of
90.
Any apostle for incredible.
Okay. Now. This is the thing. I would take partially what you just said, in a sense that when it comes to the pastor's role as a church, you must play your role very well. It depends on the foundation. I think this we talked about it once. It's a foundation that is being laid over there in the church. Some church preaches or teach about prosperity and this and that and that. That or that are moved or that drives some members to practice some of this we are just talking about. So by so doing, this kind of 419 and all those things, some of these things are in the church, all right. They're in the church is because prosperity messages are being taught so much about that, but that is not to it all. But what we want to talk about is now we are taking the church now to the house now over here now. So now, if because of what you just said, if the pastors, the thing you are talking about, begin to teach those things over there, definitely that will what will corrupt the house. It will surely corrupt the house, because the thing is that that's what you've been taught. So that you make sure that you teach your child also to become something, to make something meaningful, to do something meaningful for his life. Maybe if the job is not there, you can say go out, do something, just get the money, and the house can be corrupt. But when you talk about Christianity, is a personal issue. It's not going to be based. Yes, the pastor has made a mistake. Pastor is teaching such a thing, but the thing is that it is a wrong thing for such a thing to come. But having said that, this is the point I really want to emphasize on, that the man who is the father of the house, just like what we read already about Abraham, you must put your feet down. If you go to the church and the pastor is teaching that, you have a different sermon for your child. Your child must get to know that this thing is being taught over here. It's not the right thing. You can rephrase it out for the child to do, or for the child to know. But the thing too is that many outside people also go to the church because the church has become a tradition. Everybody want to go to church on Sunday, not because of anything, just want to go there and then meet some new friends and all that thing. So things like that, they becomes what you call the shallow ones. So the shallow ones, anything that goes up over there, they quickly grab it. After grabbing it, they bring it to the house. Like for instance, what goes on in Europe or anything gets in Africa. So these are some of the things, but the end of it all is that God is expecting the father's lifestyle should reflect, and for the child to learn from the father's life, from the father's character of doing things. It is not the other way around. So that's what we are seeing today.
Okay. Apostle Bono.
Okay. Thank you. Let me want to say, in the text, I say, keep the way of the Lord. Now, what society in Africa, and I'm precisely in Ghana.
Ghana.
What Ghana? Okay.
Yeah, in fact. The say, Timmy, na can be betrayed. She say no. You hear a Christopher fee. And Ghana, roughly 70% of the population are Christians. And then we have honesty perception of Ghana. Actually, say 90%, almost 90% of the citizens are corrupt. So it is left with 10 that are clean hands. So it's 10. No, you haven't opened a Christopher. It's a free the Christian percentage of 70 more. Still 60% of the Christian population, and I say of the Ghanaian population, are corrupt. And my same visa, and they say, the dear pain, and it to me, I'm an ISA.
Yeah. But I say, Kakra make to me, I can say, a bit dependent the way we present the gospel in the community or in the society. One thing I believe, say, in Africa, no, and Ghana, no, there are two things of Christianity, I believe, say, the person of Jesus, and the principles of Jesus also. So the Niema, and people, most of the time, they fall in love with the person of Jesus. They love Jesus. They go to church because of Jesus. They want to worship Jesus. But when we talk about the principles of Jesus, another problem, because the principles of Jesus, known as a community, practice here, a very reduce corruption time. So now in Africa and Ghana precisely, you classify Christianity, based on people who are in love with Jesus
or going to church.
Go to church. That's all. Christian. Those people who are practicing the principles of Jesus, because if they are practicing the principles of Jesus, corruption will be reduced. So, over Europe now, any other side of this world now, they don't love Jesus, no, but their lifestyle, no, based on the principles of Jesus. The impact now we have, no, based on corruption is less, because yes, you need the open idea empathy, but the yes, you say no, or no more. So, Anna Oba African is what yes, you need to pay the no, but the yes, you say the yes, you say oh, but the draw lines in here, the more and this corruption ratio no ever. It can mean when he said we are more in love with the person of Jesus, but we are not doing the principles of Jesus. Yes, because Christian nation now corruption the highest rate. Now come here, omunya midi no monko asori so. Omu values ni omu behavior ni moral standard. Kama. No na beso kire.
E de ni wo biba.
Papa.
Na enipa no anase oman no a Christopher no the so called Christopher no omu anasa so for mo. Yes.
Edimahu the anti American say I quite remember say mete guy bi ana or presenting the same concept, you know, in the way American I just speak from him say my you say ye donyame ye kanya midin dodo ye kwa sore dodo but ye no eni nyame din na ye bono eba bra so enti e was say ye tibi said ye wokan dia the church must wake up, the pastors also must wake up, say because enye good say ye can say 90% and that's 70% are Christians. Now also na corruption. Hey,
you apostle yedase etiefo ye be pese be twa ye ho abasisi a e bi se ene asema ye dia topono so no emuyedu pa se obehunu edom bi se omuye Christopher na afedie ye ko teste wo mu ewo proye ho anase no kredie ho a wo ma to sini o ma repoto enti ye twa ye ho aba na asembisa bia wo pese obisa no o tro ebisi mi so a am de bisa asofo mpanyifo awrade asoma fo mtiti hei ne ya to aso eti ye basisi a enyiwa fidie no emfri ha
La la
Enjoying good.
Yo, it's here for your radiasi, and then you may or my hokai, Naya Vetina, Ahini Munsem, Kingdom Matters, or Pentecost Radio Germany, so and you revenue me no Yatanasi, Apostle Bonabotin Sribo or an Apostle Willinesi, and so Etiha, and then the own me no Radena Momoso, ye same bisa, ano Eddie Atray, Unim say, Rade Akasa Afa Abraham. Na saa ɔkafa no ho ɔka ɔhwe free awofo no nyinaa nkyɛn sɛ wɔn mu ebetumi edi n'asɛm egya wɔn ma so na one scenario a yɛde ato hɔ a yɛ play aba bɛyɛ very unfortunate adeɛ mfonyin bi a yɛahwɛ ɛwɔ man Ghana mu aba bɛyɛ atete kakra ɛkyerɛ sɛ abɛyɛ asefem ɛkyerɛ sɛ Kristofoɔ dodo a ɛwɔ ɔman Ghana mu no kamea sɛ ye chinya na se pride ye ho ye de kan hwa ye ho se Ghana o mamu ni nyina no ye be se 70% ana se o ha mu enchichemu edioson ena ye kwakohwe no kure ana se o de sen no kure die edudo no so ye hunu ye se Ghana ni ba be se o ha mu enchichemu edupe ene di no kure 90% enye honest na omo ye corrupt and sa asem we no na ye so okay yemfa ne say sa 10% na omo ye correct no nyina ye Christopher and ye say so yemfa ne say asofo no mpo na ye corrupt omo ye correct no enti no na je say sa asofo no ye correct dia e die be nti na asafo dom kai ni nyina aye corrupt die be ne bae e ya rehosem se ne ya somafo mi no omtia no ene ye aka no je say entwaye na eno na ye pese ye hwese edie ben na akofa sa de wo yaba the kwan ben so ena ebia bibi wo he betumi aya e wo se fa na ye because they say that here dia na je say entwaye eno na apostle Bonaboatin ame ati ase say the person of Jesus no ho ena the principles enso ewo ho so ka say open the person of Jesus no a kama wa confess in the fine the mom say won di the principles no so a ene e ma won tumi nya sa honesty na ye hwehwe no it is a wo hwemu a let just say Ghana as a nation as a Ghana say o man no ye fa the person of Jesus no eto yen ano ye de to yen ho so minim Yesu me do Awurade the mom na hyede no a o so dome a kanka di ma hyede so emom na hyede no de yendi so ena ebia amana kwa fa saa asimbise ya akoyi aba se yenye no kwafo e wo yemam na nkomo yedi abesi hei me pese mesan ekọ yen asofo mpanyimfo hokubisa won se edie ben we de yen ntimi mu aten na nso so se ne ade nasi akoye no saa nipa kura test akoyi aba se nyame na eba ena wo hwe no kudi anka 10% pe e wo mani mu we de evangelist oduru a wonya ne baby ko wo say saa 10% no so wo ho ni mo ho se onka humbi eti apostle mame free apostle lesson so na me misa sa apostle lesson anya bia ugidi se saa situation ya yehu ebetumi asesa saa corruption etimi agi or how much mu 90% de okono afan yebetimi asesa na se yebetimi atiso.
Thank you. I won't say that it can be completely wiped out. I can't promise that, but it can be reduced. To be reduced is going to be an intensive teachings that must go on in an area that the homes must be put in place. Because at the end of the day, who's supposed to be the teacher of the house, and put it that way, must sit up. 2, Because what goes on in a church must reflect there. So that if the church begin to go according to the principle, as Apostle said, I mean, the principle of Jesus Christ, that is what the person needs to be able to come out of that situation. The more they teach the word, the more the people begin to receive the word. And the more they receive the word, they begin to practice the word or apply the word. So now, this is what we must do. The church is now having a major role to play in this whole thing. That's what we say is a kingdom matter. The kingdom matter is that things like that happen today in the church. Things like that happen in our society. Things like that happen in our surrounding. So once it becomes a matter to the church must take it up and begin to teach. Because over here, God made it on the today that Abraham will direct. It's not talking about the second party or the third party. He said Abraham will direct. No matter what, Abraham must direct. The church, let me put it in quotes, the church is the Abraham. You must teach the word. You must pronounce the word. You must let the people understand that this is where we are. If the home is at peace, the church will be at peace. So this is the thing we must be looking at in this very direction.
Okay, I will say that's it. I was for so next time I say I want to mean promise it. I said, sir, you know, everything you are, everything you are to I'm busy on our do since Mammy is out. I bet you how many percent.
It didn't happen yet. You bet you so you team wipe. It also a idea. We are not saying, say, if you go to other nations, you will not find people who are corrupt. And they're everywhere. And no one is out of it. In Europe or US or I mean,
yes, no, Omunga so many baby.
Okay.
It's in Cromley, Community, Commodore in Branca.
But still, as who said, the values in Mora, you know, they only say, the minimum, I believe, said, the way we are presenting the gospel, a problem.
Okay.
And the Emma corruption, because most of the politicians in the Bible, pastors who pray for them.
Yeah, they are mostly they are in churches.
Everybody. No one calls for the crown. Or Jim Body. I bet my catcher say, no soft be or moody for the Jim Pie. Or Freno, if you do about 2 songs and Yamana, would do politician and Conco, a be any Sunday money. So the way we are presenting the gospel in the contents of African countries, you know, one of the problems. I remember corruption, because one of the things I believe say a bit may corruption everywhere in church.
What do you say? Recently, almost all the men of God or Ghana were complaining. I heard them complaining about the moral decay.
Okay.
At least. Across all the church, something there was one Methodist preacher, Western region, was complaining bitterly. Was citing Galamsey, or citing people know ye. But they know the saying there was this elder or brother in Church of Christ, Asumedu. And I will preaching Siama rather was also complaining as a African man. It me betray a honomni. Bishop Mensa was also complaining. Apostle Nyamiche, everybody also for Panibi or Ganabia. It's like I don't know, it's so clear. I said something is wrong. Something is wrong.
Sister.
Yes. Every Bishop Ajenasari was complaining, took on the banks, took on the government, and a whole lot of other bishops, Archbishop Duncan Williams, almost one more message of late, be a complaining. Now, it's just a seminal perception, true.
Yeah.
True, Santina person, Bobo, so feeding. So you're Methodist, so you're Presbyterian, you're Catholic, in unison, have spoken about this. Now, ya can read no a dear pain because me honey said, and yet the first time when you mean crop for etimi abe proceed. But Bible Israel for no produce baby prophet be the warning. Many are it you know a dear pain going forward. And now Abia moya so for paying for multi hay. Mususu say a year and on say a year the clarion call. I bet to me ama or minor at 10 back because see I economy and no one muna so from Penyufuina, the chairman of Church of Pentecost, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church, the conference chairperson of the Methodist Church, everybody is complaining. A different just a direction in it, different the way ama direction ababe senior mekwem. Among 70% of Christians, you know, imube say 60 etimi a passes are honesty testing.
Me gidi say enye one source of it. Government ewo the role to play. Church ewo the role to play. And the citizens also, they also have their role to play. And if you emphasize nipa me saying any example.
Okay.
Say abai ewo ni so woye. Ni abai ni wo say abai ye no. Asofo ntimi nye enye ma no.
Okay.
Ni wo say the asofo ye no. Abai ntimi nye ma wo. Ana ni wo say timamfo no. The citizens no. Ni wo so mo so ye no. Asofo any abai ntimi nye enye ma wo. So enti I was say ekomi ensa we nyina obi ehu na sade se ekomi ensa we nyina ehu o ma sade dia e be yedin say Christian home aye kan wa say ni related to corruption ni some kind of bad morals ni bad virtues ni betime fio. So for instance now when churches what I can perceive is say yama churches be migrate rap Christendom nim omono na ne to say awoso wonya adan bebre awoso wonya cars bebre ono na wonya e kire say onyame wa hirawo enti kwanya ba fa so obenya ne de ha dream view ni na say obenya sa de so enti they are leading the young ones they are leading the churches on that kind of direction enti obia pese wonya some material wealth more than so believe with the standard and the principles of Christ. So it is a sanema we nyina be wura oman ni mu a ema good values any virtues ni sisa first ya na nanom anomo kwa asori no ka say sometimes when be mu say first na asori kra na ebi mu kra kwa asori kra e fumfo no we say obi board etimi boso a obi antwa
te friend be pro kra di
e boso a
obi antimi
obi antwa exactly so na asori no so ti say de emre hadoso as no be entwa obi fo obi ade but na ye hwe say asori adoso na sa virtues ni morals intimi and take it up the heart of the people na corruption is a kind of indecent behaviors ni sani maniama no are too much in the system now how are you going to build a Christian home because the good Christian home everybody good churches and the good churches everybody a good nation and I mean, in a good nation, corruption is no more.
What did he say? Said also share. That's how they say share.
Yes.
A good Christian home, I'm a good church.
Yes.
And a good church, I'm a good nation. Say a good church and I'm a good Christian home. And a good Christian home.
If you fear never pass, sorry.
Sir. And you're sorry, native fear for.
Maybe I saw how many times you are sorry. Never say, me quite sorry. But you me quite sorry. Mikutie ma be practice mo fie
my
impact in start mo fie
yes I line way because at this store to be I don't know be messy
okay
because anytime one if you know adwenya bia yes suma prophet bi
okay
church bi no wakọ correct wo enti no if you for the van is wo nim nyame and as you see ya witness wo so their source of nimdie ne we no nyina free asɔre no ho no mo saka o nim de no mako practice na amandation no aba be reflect.
Okay, didn't na me come say
enti na mpese e hwesa line ni
didn't
achia bi a hwa na
didn't me can say from the church to the from the home to the church to the nation. They say the church is perfect.
Okay.
When we talk about the values of Christ is the church. The Christ in it, or you're perfect.
Okay.
Only from swap.
There's a better who says so. Or no church initiative Vinfinidia. Then it means say, or more pro no crano, or no, or back cleaning ho, who are pass it to the nation. What I see is that it is the church that must impact the home.
Okay.
So that the reflection, because the majority is the reflection. So if the home is not cleaner, it means that the one giving the message probably is giving the wrong message.
Yeah, okay.
Because kokoboni and I say because who go to me baby say 34 no no mo asem bio o si di empire cha wonya di empire asem no omusi so the
empire cha wonya is in the Bible.
Yes, and no omusi so I you know
is in the Bible. Okay, good is better than riches.
Uncle trade dimpa enfanya mo enu nti do say ene ye hu ni say enipa no kwa sorry na say still no wo mo ni ye entimi and reflect on the nation no there then it means the message entina make say
the church
maybe the church to the home, because the home there omonko be then they are in the nation. You understand? So the one giving the message and I said the messenger
the message itself is okay.
Oh yeah, sure.
But the messenger, I get it, because the message is the Christ. So as for the message, there is no problem.
But somebody assume
and the messenger is making. I think that the messenger who carries the message is the problem. So because there is a difference between the message and the messenger.
Okay.
The message there, okay, it's like 2 + 2 is 4.
Okay.
But a teacher who convey the principles of 2 + 2, no bit anything. So, but the devil originally they carry 4.
Okay.
So when you talk about the message itself, there, you okay, because Christ is the same as the message. The Christ in the good values. Or no, you're perfect. Or you're okay. There's no fault. Oh, name the one who carries the message, you know. And now, you didn't maybe I say, you say the church aspect, and I make and say, church now allow every church be a baby. There is no checks and balance. Oh, into one more shifting of argument. First, and the sorry, no be quite sorry, crana, or quite sorry say, or be quite good values, and we any chance of material wealth.
But say, who is a some no ever far. I was nothing. Mamma too mouth. Na nefa we ya no ye e ma ye hwe so fa ka me bi na ye we we say wonim say ade na koye say anka suban ena na asore no propagate on this afi the drew baby no ehra ena ye propagate.
That's all.
E kamia say yetimi create the scene say untimin toka na untimin to asase kura na nyame nhira. So at the end of the day, the message was geared to the blessing now and here. So what I say, it character no was put behind somewhere, and then we were trying to sort it out with our own yahoto our assassin so. And so we read gospels no more and yahoto cry sheda nye de nyame so be shira e boshe but the opesa wo ye e no credit to the point kora say wonu akora e fa watade ensha asi ankafa nkata so kora mano. I mean to keep to the principle no it's kind of suffering be room price to pay be bet any suffering no enya dia to because already near demonizing suffering the Christ. Sir, was going to so it is now you saying ena ususu say ye blame no ebeshe the amana be say.
Okay, thank you.
If there is a blame.
Yeah, thank you. First, before I get to that side, today we live the world in which we are at. Let me put it this way: the world today is running faster than the people, or the people are running faster than the world. In the sense that there's so much competition now in the world. The competition in the sense that everybody wants to be seen or to be noticed.
Yeah.
That's what it's at. Both the church level, the local level, the governmental level, competition is everywhere. And everybody, the church today, there's competition in the sense that the money flow in the church is so high. So now, once the money flow in the church is so high, corruption will surely be there. But I want to read something, what we can really, the apostle said something, the messenger. The messenger. It says something in the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 34. This is the thing. It says, righteousness exalt a nation. Righteousness exalt a nation. I want to talk about the righteousness that exalt a nation. If we are talking about how we can at least do something by reducing or get rid of the corruption going on, we must begin to talk about the righteousness of the principle of the Bible. That's what we say. Righteousness exalt a nation. You said earlier on already that a certain percentage in Ghana makes it to become a Christian nation. But in reality, it can be a Christian nation, but because the mass or the people go to church. But the point I'm trying to make is this: if there's anything that we need to do, like Apostle rightly said, he's a messenger. What he proclaims, what he says, or what he's declaring, that's what somebody is picking up. That is what exactly somebody is picking up. If there's competition is there, and now you are telling me that I should do anything to become rich, and I look at you to become the mouthpiece of God, and you are saying this, many people will become a victim of life, and the hope will become corrupt. The hope is only to become corrupt in the sense that what goes on in the church, in the church there's so much money, people are practicing all kinds of things, and the leaders, the pastors are not saying anything. The child will come, do whatever he has to do, the girls will come, do whatever they want to do, the youth side and everything, and there's no corruption over there. That thing gets to the house, from the house to the church and to the nation, as we're saying over here. So then the people become corrupt. The lifestyle in the house is not going anywhere, but it's coming from the church as well, because discipline is not there, correction is not there. Live and do whatever I want to do as far as we are doing it. So what I really want to say in this whole thing is that the church and the home must be a place where everybody will practice what they have to practice. What I teach in my house is what I must teach in a church. What is being taught in a church, that's what must be taught in a church, in the house as well. So now it's like it goes out and it comes in, it goes in and it comes out. But if we are not focusing on one side, we are talking about corruption in the society, we are dealing with the house. That is where, that's what God said, the proverb, the chapter you read the last time about what God said, what that one, godly children. The godly children will come from this very place. So if the house is not in order, we can't get godly children. We can't have the godly children. And that will also affect the church as well, because a whole lot of things is going on. So one thing that I personally want to say is that all these things are going to be revealed, then it must come from the church, the mouthpiece of God, and that is the message that Apostle talks about.
Yeah, that's it. Apostle, my angel, would you say, sir, call we are, I was a church, you know, say a U10. Say a warning, blowing the trumpet to warn the people. Would you say, sorry, Nina, bit me, I dream, say, I was here, yes, sir. And I say, a crabby, a ya junior, or moon bit to me. Aye, I dear masses, Nina, because you say no. A come here, he said, prosperity message, you know, has taken over the whole thing, because the church is seeing material progress,
Exactly.
material prosperity.
Yeah.
Individuals who became pastors can easily become millionaires, very rich people within a short space of time, and they become that based on a certain messages they preach to the people. And most of them know that if they want to preach honesty and faithfulness and holiness, such monies will not be raised, or congregations will not be gathered. So now, do you think that the church will be ready to turn around and be preaching holiness and honesty? You think the church will be ready, knowing that when they take such a message, many people will leave church? Do you think they will be ready?
If you say,
ready, Anna?
Yeah.
And I'm ready with the more.
Okay, churches in India are ready.
Okay.
Already, churches in India are ready, because sometimes when you follow some teachings and some preachings, you can also identify some men of God or some churches who are also ready to present the principles of Christ. Some churches are ready, because let me go to from Matthew 6:13. Was it Matthew 6:32? Was it, for after all these things the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knows that you need all these things, but seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So, enya boni say nyamide material blessing and that prosperity no my church enya boni. Only na do baby was some time no the other forces no think say people who are seeking the values and the good virtues of Christ and the principles of Christ no omo enko baby because ebe hia ho be chere but say church nation say o titi say sunyami yi ma obra bo honte mo konkron bra so obi ade da ma mfa o ye manager wadwuma mu a emfa zeros ni bi nka ho enwiade ho okwadwuma on time but because o chere wo ma oh, this is the Abraham was it Christian home na ye kanina and starting with you and he said we are parents now what shall say oh practices animal way na he free say ho be here because nipa no o to adwuma na obeto adwuma mu no o pese obeye sa ade no and then wa pack car me ni si ho o to sa se ba ko ko se ra so ye ba for dia o ni kese wa so nde afori bo bia no gina ni mo because obi ode a display enti asori no no asofo nyina hu se one de wo ye nyame adwuma and ode awrade but we don't know the source of sa income so enti no me free say it's time say ka ebi mo magina no ebe ma omo akoma ye den now they should change their course, they should change their mind on this kingdom matters. They meet my can say osofo bia wagina ma good values bia no onyere no no mo de ho mode na dodo na omuntimi emegina say de wo kan so no how hope say nyame adom kakra ne betimi affect wo mo ama ne ematimi asesa ama etimi good homes, good Christian homes ebetimi aboa ama ne ematimi ayeyi e wo yasetino.
I want to say something about
yes,
there's a person who wasn't doing it by the end of the day doing it. But the thing is that you made a statement earlier on. I'm trying to put it together. The Christendom, I don't know how they see corruption. I don't know how they see corruption. The Christendom, I don't know how they see corruption. Because the thing is that if you are talking about corruption in a Christendom, for instance, the way they will see it will be different from the way that the hidden world will see it. The hidden world know that when they come to my office, the first thing first, before I will talk, the check should be on the ground. Put something in an envelope and give to me. In other words, you are bribing me, right? But the Christian or the pastor who is sitting in his office don't see that one to be the wrong thing. But the same way, anybody who also come to you, like today we have it in Ghana, that's what I learned. I don't know how far. And they said before you go to a man of God, you have to put something down. Not this thing. It's part of all this thing we are talking about, the corruption. So now, if
in the church, you have to put something before you see the man of God.
You see the man of God. So if all this is
counseling fee, consultation fee.
Yeah. So now these are the corruptions in the church now over there. So now, if the poor man who is struggling out there,
need the services of the pastor,
and you don't have such a money. And you go to the pastor says, "What is the envelope before I pray for you?" So now this will trigger the person to look elsewhere, to do something, to be able to meet that standard. So this is something that we have to deal with it, but we are talking about the home. Because if all this thing is going on today, the youth in the church, the youth in our homes, they will pick it up. So my father have worked all this year. He wasn't not able to do something. He's in a church and all this and that and that and that. I must do something. So these are some of the things that I strongly believe that the church must wake up and put all these things down. That no, this kind of consultation fee and all those things must be cancelled.
Okay.
And that's where we can start getting rid of all this corruption thing we're talking about. Because the church haven't seen it yet that there's something wrong with it. They are seen to be it's a genuine thing, it's a blessing that they are receiving.
Yo, it's here for and so we were there radiasi the enkomono akọno me gidi se wa enjoy bi na asemu a emu ye duru ese oman a efre no ho se Christopher oman na ohwehwe no kre ho no mo a ayira na edom nyina egitum se proye ene bone atraso mpo ache ebra na asori kra nyambaye no na saa su ene ban no edi ho enti we mu enene yen asofo mpanimfo yi ya betena so na de omo aka amaye hu ene se ehun behia ese sorry no ebi frase ese ye be mayen yen semana se nyame asema ye ka no afa saa ensisaye ede aba ebre no nti ene yede adwumadie no ebebewie ye be mayen asomafo asofo yi ede omo nchia amayen na wotwe se ne urade dumye ne ye betena sia enema bia akamu ayamfa beka ho no ede ba beka ho efise ahinie mu nsem a yede atena ha no ntimi enye nhwe han ebra ye hu se Kristo sum no ntimi nkose ne Nyankopon epese eko nti we mu enti na asofo no ebetena ha na omo amayen aka ho asem ebia na onyame nam sa yeso amayen ni abayen ho so se ya sorema ana se asofo a yede dansa fona no na ya sori aka se da bi ntimi ntantra ho eme Nyankopon nhihye ya opese oye no enchia apostle sabridi ebe mamu kwan na mo de mo nchia amayen na yede edwumedie no abawiye apostle
wede eda nyame asibebre na yede enchia ema yen atiefo ne ahwefo nyina na yesade enchia ema COP Church of Pentecost so for 24 national head any media pastor ne kan so Nyankopon nhira na studio so yede enchia ema yen papa David Ajiman ene yenua keke ene penifo a omo headquarters a omo edijumadi ewa so mama yakonya ina dane da yebeta fidie so na the Kingdom Matters ebre abusuafo nyina yede chia so ema betela safuma owiase afa na nyina chia en chairman and executives na ye chia Hamburg asori na ye chia mere ene mabusua so nyame chia bebe
nyame chia apostle apostle nesi nso be chia wonderful any tifo na edijumadi na bebe.
Yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to thank especially the Church of Pentecost for the amazing things they are doing, especially assisting the gospel to get out there, and also to thank God for the life of all the apostles, Pastor Ben, and the teamwork here in Hamburg. I just want to thank God for their lives, and also to thank God for the life of our producers, Dave and Brother KK for the amazing thing they are doing. It is our single prayer that these things will enhance for the Kingdom Matters to get out there what the discussion is all about. And I also want to thank God for especially our presenter for the good job, for the good
questions.
And the questions. It is good. But one thing I also want to say, please, don't just listen, but give us a feedback whether we are making a way forward, whether we are progressing, whether you are being blessed. So I want you to give us a feedback, and also to thank God for your life, for sitting down, and also please help share. Let somebody also be blessed. Amen.
Yo, it's here for the American say Yadamasi Eradi in Shamo, Esemokoswa de Mofidi, Eto Pentecost Radio Germany, na especially Kingdom Matters. Kingdom Matters, a design say, Ebema, the Unyame, a dream, the Unyame, a shishe, a pa, a one a manche, a Christopher Mono, a Yatopono, na ye diho and como. Inti Abribia Yawada, a ball. 5 p.m. Germany time, and I say 4 p.m. 4 o'clock GMT na Greenwich Mean Time. No baby, I will be a CBA. When they were feeding to Pentecost Radio, Ubeti say so for Felix Boatin, Paris Chapel International. My betanasi many a software kukudam. Abedin komo afa ahini de mo nsemo na wotwe se na erade dom ya ebeto aso ene de meka ne se enchia emra wo ne ofie erade nhirawo erade nya okase saa kwan na so ena ye bechia asofo a omo ta ye dwumedi ye chi titiri Church of Pentecost Germany omo na e host to Pentecost Radio Germany ye ka se erade nhira asofo dom ni nyina ene asafo mo adwumayefo nyina de nchia kase Emma, ye studio manager, any engineer, Mastro Dave Ajimai, Erade Onshao, any producer KK, Erade Inshao, Erade Enkao, Encha, no, if them had the make chair, but the same Paris Chapel International, we are seeing in a baby will be a Mosofo Bako, and I may host our program. I want to be another video to a Radisha and Chanko Emma, presiding Bishop Dr. Charles Ajinasari Nafi Michia Mifi Miyene Memba Radin Shrow Money Hamburg Asafonina Radin Shrow. I want you to send the Yivisha. Bye bye.
Sitting up, so on Quara, now Wadi, Dr. Bismarck Trenebois, I order above all Storm Herbal Center, and no Awajidiwo, Italy, Germany, France, and Europe, my mind, so I be PM over UK, Yaria, Edibe Guasi.
No, Ghana, the Shimanba, one Manchester, London, Birmingham, and the Chinon Quado, Yat Radio, Dr. Bismarck Trenway, Wab Binye Papa, Okita degree in homeopathy and plant medicine, or Sansukita, degree in registered general nurse. medicine or some holder of herbal doctor's license or a member of the National Small Scale Naturopathic Medicine Council or South Africa. License of Ghana Traditional Medicine Council. Dr. Kitchebi.
Above All Storm Herbal Center. What infidi ahodwa. Wamode hwe honam dua no mu. Babia yare ni hyebia ebeyine pie. Enti edan yare ene di munya. Wo peyefunu awoba. Ye fibroid nti na bemwe buse wontumi wubio. Dr. Bismarck Cheneboa se kawakoma to yem. Ubefa yefunu awo afa ho afa oba. Se ya kola pa na wo hia dia. Udi haw kra. Se wo haw eye diabetes anase hypertension mpa. Ye wedro ho. Edrei bebia uwo bia. Ye betumi di bi amane. Bema, why am re wompem wana? Hwe no obi amfa wo sika enja nanka wo. Branie ntu ase mfa ma wo.
Dr. Bismarck Cheneboa ewo nkrabata ewo wiase na fanda hinara. Ewo UK ha. Ebotum na afra no. 044 741 7572 787 and also 044 74 6640 9439 0044 759 7973 909 and also to my friend 044 744 049 3822. A don't know wait three. What my friend was 0039 389 4966 740. Ghana for Wenja Womu above all storm Sabal Center. Ewa Abeka La Paz. Wabe new market. Cosmos School down Hope. Numbers no A 027 6788 136. Announce the 0265 124 839. Above all storm Sabal Center. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? Never.